8 worst owners in EPL history who fans all hated and where they are now. Football club owners are often at the center of the debate surrounding modern football. As the financial clout of the top sides has become more and more central to their success, any side that wants to bridge the gap to them has to rely on a sound owner. But not all owners can accomplish what the Srivadanaprabha family have managed at Leicester City. And for every success story, there is the infamous warning of Peter Ridsdale's Leeds United, who lived the dream. Daily Star Sport looks at the 8 former Premier League owners who fans hated most and had the worst reputation, plus where they are now. Thaksin Shinawatra arrived at the gates of the then City of Manchester Stadium, now the Etihad Stadium, off the back of a military coup in his native Thailand. Shinawatra purchased Manchester City off the back of his political problems. Shinawatra was briefly popular with the City faithful, but Sven-Goran Eriksson wasn't convinced. Thaksin didn't understand football, he hadn't a clue. After selling the club to Sheikh Mansour, he was named as an honorary president, but that was revoked when Shinawatra was on the run from Thai authorities, where he remains in self-imposed exile. Have we missed any from our list? Let us know in the comments section. Carson Yeung served as the president of Birmingham City between 2007 and 2014. Yeung was a trained barber and spent his early days in a salon before making his millions in the stock market. However, in 2011, Yeung was arrested at his home in Hong Kong in connection with alleged money laundering, and he was found guilty on 5 accounts in 2013. Yeung was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Mike Ashley is the most recent owner on this list to sell his club. And Newcastle fans celebrated on the streets when Ashley announced he had sold the Toon Army to the PIF Group. Ashley, however, remains a busy man, and he sits at the top of a shopping empire that encompasses Sports Direct and House of Fraser. Newcastle, on the other hand, are looking forward to their new era under Eddie Howe that will start next weekend. The Venky family are still in charge of Blackburn Rovers, much to the chagrin of Rovers fans who have protested their ownership for the best part of the 2010s. The Venkateshwara Hatcheries Group is a £1.5 billion umbrella company whose businesses stretch across Asia and into the pharmaceutical industry. Upon arriving, the Venkis promised a Rovers faithful Ronaldinho and Diego Maradona as manager. It's safe to say things haven't quite panned out that way. Should we have spent so heavily in the past? Probably not, but we lived the dream, we enjoyed the dream, Peter Ridsdale told the media as Leeds United's existence teetered on the brink. Leeds had taken a huge gamble to reach the Champions League spots, failed, and were now in a financial crisis. It took Leeds 16 years to bounce back from the crisis. Ridsdale, 69, was elected onto the EPL board as one of 3 new championship representatives over the summer. Lord Alan Sugar is perhaps the most recognizable name on this list thanks to his BBC show The Apprentice. However, in the early 1990s, Lord Sugar teamed up with Terry Venables to purchase his beloved Tottenham Hotspurs. In Teddy Sheringham's autobiography, the striker attacked Lord Sugar and accused the businessman of being the reason why he left the North London side. He accused him of lacking ambition and being hypocritical. Lord Sugar is still on TV screens, and he remains highly active on social media. Tom Hicks and George Gillette's tenure at Anfield started well, they said all the right things, and Liverpool were still in Europe's premier competition. However, after Hicks and Gillette fell out, things took a turn for the worst. Liverpool's star players left, the Reds continually failed to qualify for the Champions League, and the club was plunged into debt. After selling up to FSG in 2011, Hicks owns and operates the Hicks Sports Group, while still feuding with Gillette. It was just over a decade ago that Portsmouth were a Premier League stalwart, and fans still recall the night they welcomed AC Milan to Fratton Park. Earning the unflattering nickname of the not-so-fantastic 4, Alexander Gaydamak, Ali Al-Faraj, Balram Chainrai and Vladimir Antonov oversaw Pompey's fall down the pyramid. Portsmouth were on the brink of liquidation in 2013, 5 years after winning the FA Cup. The 4 are now forever synonymous with Portsmouth's demise. Okay, so Cellino wasn't Premier League owner, but his time at Leeds United is definitely worth mentioning. Leeds' second appearance on this list, Ken Bates and GFH are both very lucky to avoid a spot too. Cellino retired the No.17 shirt because it's unlucky, he was once kicked out of the director's box and watched the remainder of the game in the away end, and who could forget about Dave Hockaday. Cellino now owns Brescia, and he burned through 5 managers in the 2021 campaign.